Hi, today we are going to start plumbing design services, how the system works and what all are the things that comes in this service category. So as like other services, firefighting, HVAC, electrical, plumbing is also important service. Why? Because plumbing have, I mean, if you take one project, any simple one shop or a residential building, any small building, we require minimum water supply and electricity. So in all projects, electrical and plumbing services will be there. So that much important is there for plumbing system design. In this section, I separated plumbing design into supply side and drainage side. If we have a source, from that source to when we turn on the tap, water will get. So up to there, the supply side will be there. After utilizing that water, water has to be disposed for that drainage system. Likewise, I segregated the topic. So initially, we'll learn supply system. After that we will learn drainage system. Okay, so plumbing, we are segregated supply system and drainage system. Okay, so first we can discuss about the supply side. Supply side, again I segregated into six points. First one, source. Source will be like open well or bore well or tanker water or municipal water, whatever the source available for that location, that is considered as source of water. From which source you are acquiring or buying or taking water, that is what I meant source. And the second thing is, from that source, obviously we use a pump to pump out the water. So for that, pumping system required. Pumping system, two types are there, submersible type and normal pump also. So which one we are going with, and how this pump selection can be done, and what all are the parameters we need to focus on the pump selection. These things will be considered in this section. And from a lower level, like from ground level or below ground level, we take the water by using the pump, and it will be stored in a tank which is placed on the terrace top. So that is what we are calling terrace tank or overhead tank, OHT. So that will be on terrace top. And for this pumping purpose, we required piping. Through pipe only water will be transferred, and from overhead tank also the water will be taken out through piping services. For that, piping required. So the in the piping also different types of materials are available in the market: CPVC, UPVC, PPR, SWR type A, SWR type B, like that different types of pipes will be available. So which pipe will be apt, and on what basis we are selecting the pipe, and for selecting the pipe, any parameters like pressure or schedule or like that, few things has to be considered. So what all are those parameters, and how to do the piping, pipe sizing, how to do the routing, all these things will be considered in this section. And in the piping section, we require to divert the routing, like elbow required. If we want to take a branch, we have to place a T, and we'll use unions, couplings to join same dia pipes. We use couplings. We want to join different dia pipe, means we use reducers. So like that, fittings will be used, and valves also plays a major role. To on off, we required valve. If we want to reduce the pressure reducing valves will be installed. If we want unidirectional flow, means non-return valves will be installed. So few types of valves are there. So what all are the valves and fittings we use in this system, we need to familiarize. And final output will be provided by sanitary fixtures only. end product will be sanitary fixtures. When it comes to plumbing means tap or wash basin or water closet or urinal. So these categories comes under sanitary fixtures. So supply system means now you imagine your house, in house from where water is taking and where it is going and how that is distributing. We will have a borewell. In borewell one pump will be there, and by using that pump we'll take the water into terrace tank. From terrace tank, by gravity water will be flowing through the pipe. In pipes we can see the fitting and valve also, and that will be connected to bathroom or wherever required, to tap or to water closet or to wash basin. So this is the sequence of operation. Now for an idea, again I kept a pictorial representation here. We will have a UG sump. UG sump means underground sump. Either this will be borewell or open well, or we'll construct a tank like this below the ground and will store the water inside this tank only. And from here, by using a pump, this is I kept actually submersible pump. If normal pump means it will be comes out of the UG sump. For that pump, one suction head will be there, again discharge head will be there. Submersible pump means suction head will be zero, I mean flow, direct foot valve only, then delivery will be there. So through this delivery pipe it will be filled to overhead tank. Anyhow, this line will be connected on top of the tank only. So where to connect, how to connect, those details also we require. So we will learn. And what all are the types of tank available in the market, how to do connectivity, all these things we need to learn. So anyhow, on top of the tank we'll connect the pipe, and through this the tank will be filled. After filling the tank, from here by gravity only will take water. When height is there, then potential energy will be there. So by height, by gravity will take the water to each floors wherever required. So this is the common practice in supply side. Generally, we required this plumbing services for kitchen area. In kitchen area, water tap will be there, purifiers will be there, and kitchen sink, those things will be there. So and then when it comes to work area is also separate section only, part of kitchen, where we place dishwashers, washing machine and all. So or any floor trap and tap for cleaning purpose or something. So in that location also required. Of course, toilet area and wash area and laundry space, if any laundry space. When it comes to hotel building and hospital building, in those kind of buildings laundry area will be there. Dining area, landscape area, car wash area. When it comes to commercial building, pantry area. So several areas will be there. So where it is applicable, we have to provide plumbing services, maybe a single tap point or else other services also. So it depends on the area, we will decide the requirement, and depends on the client, will decide the requirement. Anyhow, if we require plumbing system means first we need to start from the source only. First point, the sources are different types. Major sources are, one is groundwater source, I mean we can say it as underground water source, and surface water source. Underground means you have to dig and take the water. So in that case we have two types of sources, one is open well and another one is bore well. So where the area limitations are there and population is more, most of the will use borewell only. In village areas only open well is possible, or if you have more land means you can go with open well also. and the water quality and water sea level height, everything matters for open well. Anyhow, you have to dig and take the water. So in that point of view, we can remind this as underground water source. And above the surface, if you can visibly see the water source, means that is surface water source like river and pond. Any of these source will be available at your project location. So first we need to identify which source is available out of these two, and next thing is whether these two is sufficient or not, we need to check. And if it is not sufficient, means again we need to depend external water source. That might be municipal water or tanker water or bottle water. Anything you can depend. Anyhow, if it comes to Kerala Water Corporation or Panchayat water, like that it will be there. If it comes to Hyderabad, Manjira water will be there. So like that, if you go to different locations in India, based upon their local water authority board, they will supply water. That is what I meant, municipal water. And from tanker also you can purchase water and you can fill your sump. That is also possible. So depends on your water source and your requirement, you can depend external water source also. So this provision will be there, or we will keep, especially for commercial and high-rise residential buildings, we will have this option also. So in that point, again, when it comes to source, one, we have source, whether we have source or not, that is one criteria. And the second criteria is water quality. Your source water quality, how it is. So that is very much important. Based upon water quality only, further design will proceed. If your quality is okay, you can directly proceed with the next stages. If your water quality is not good, means you have to install water treatment plants. Depends on the water quality. So which system you need to install, how to operate, this is totally depend on quality. To identify the quality of water, you must have to test the water. Water can be tested in lab, and for that we can say it as water sample test, like we are doing our blood and urine test. So in that one, some parameters will be there, some marginal levels will be there, what is in our blood, that value will be represented there. So by seeing that report, we can uh, identify whether we are in normal range or anything less, anything high. Based upon that only, doctor also will give medicine. Like that, for in water also several minerals are there. For water, pH value is there. So whether it is good or not, we will see with the water sample test. Without a sample also we can identify by visual test or odor or by taste we can identify, but still this test is also important to define the quality of water. So based on that we can recommend the water treatment plants, so the output water will be good. After this, next parameter is water quantity. If quality is okay, means next concern will be quantity, whether the source can be meet our requirement or not, that is the next concern. So this quantity can be defined as per the project size, which project, which type of project, and what is the volume of that project, depends on that only water quantity can be defined. That also we will learn. First, we need to solve the water quality. When it comes to quality, by visual inspection, we can identify how it means. If the water, when we see green color or black color or other shade, then we can easily identify that this water is not good. And of course, stagnated water means that is also not good. And with the smell we can identify. If we smell we can identify. And with the taste from some hotels or some taps, we if we use the water in mouth, we can smell it, some iron taste or some sour taste, like that we can feel, and with the reference to that feel we can identify this water is not good. Even sometimes if we buy mineral water, for that also some taste is there. With that taste also we can identify. So taste, odor, smell, visual, these four can be, we can do. But in some cases the water will be extremely good with its appearance, but maybe that might be hard water, salt water. When we keep that in bucket for some times, you can see precipitation, white color of precipitation at the bottom of bucket. That is salt water. Maybe when we take water in hand, that might be clear, but if you hold the water a certain period in a bucket, you can see the accumulation of sediments, black sediments or something. So that is depends on area, the water quality will be different. Maybe this can be observed by time. Sometimes this also will not be happened. Some health issues, itching kind of things will come. Because of that only we may forced to do that water sample test. After that only we'll get to know due to which mineral variation these issues are happening. So water sample test is a good thing, and you can prioritize to identify the quality of water. Accordingly, you also can recommend the water treatment options. So if the quality is okay means you can start the project. Otherwise, if it is not okay means, I already told you WTP is required. WTP means water treatment plant. In this category, we have different types of filters. Filter only we are using. Filter can be used to filter solid particles present in the water and the chemical particles present in the water. And if the TDS value is high means total dissolved solids. TDS value is high means if we want to reduce the TDS value, for that we can use RF filters. And if we want to reduce the hardness of water, if salt is there means calcium carbonate kind of things is there means hardness of the water will be more. If we want to reduce the hardness of the water, we can use softener, water softeners. So depends on water quality only. Out of this which we need to install, we can finalize. Sand filter and carbon filter normally we are using to treat the water. If any chemical parameters and physical parameters are there, to filter that one only we are using sand filter and carbon filter. Multigrade filter is normally we are using to treat the rainwater. Softeners we are using to reduce the hardness of the water. Which salt or which mineral is increased, it depends on that only water softness will be installed. RO filter we are using reverse osmosis filter to reduce the TDS value. Actually TDS value also important. 150 to 150 range TDS means that is okay, drinkable water only. If it is exceeding more than 150 means that water is not recommended to drink. So that is contaminated water. If we want to use means any of this method we need to, after testing the water, any of this method we have to install, and after that only we can use. In some location it will be 1300, 1500 to 2000, like that values are there. So that water not at all recommended. If we want to use that water means we have to install water treatment plants. So that is required. And next all this water will be collected to a tank only. To collect that tank, we require inlet provisions. Normally, to tank inlet, normally all water inlet will be connected to fire tank. If the building having fire scope, fire protection system scope, then for fire purpose one dedicated tank will be there. To that tank only all the connections will be provided. From there, once the tank is filled means, from there only the overflow will be connected to plumbing related tanks. We always want to keep water in the fire tank. In that point of view only we are connecting all the inlets to fire tank, and the overflow will be connected to our plumbing related tank. So in fire tank also always the water movement will be there. Again, stagnated water means smell issues, things will be created. So always moving means overflow is there, that's why the water will movement will be there. So that water also good water only. So all the inlet will be, if fire tank is there means to fire tank only, otherwise to plumbing tank. So inlet can be considered, one is for normal well, open well or what, bore well. For that one inlet point definitely will be there. And if you require additional requirement means, we can connect municipal water and a tanker for supplying tanker water, one provision will be there. And if we are going with any lead certification, or if we want to store the water, rainwater harvesting system, something like that, if that is there in the building scope means, that water also will treat by using multi-grade filter, and after that we'll use this water for our domestic purpose during rainy season. So that water also can be reused. For that also one inlet provision can be provided at the tank level. So all these water source options can be selected. So in this presentation and in this topic, you should understand that we have water sources. Related to water source, first we need to identify the quality of water. Second, we need to identify the quantity of water. Today I only discussed about the quality of water. So to know quality of water, you can do visual inspection, odor testing, taste testing, and uh, smell and by touching it. Other than that, you can go with water sample test. So these are the options. And if your water is not good means, we need to install WTP. So that is also depends on the test result. So for example, how one test result will be there means, one sample I will show you, and from Google only, but if this means you will get idea. See here, this is well water only. Some components are there, minerals. In this result is here, after testing the result is there, target range is there, acceptable value is there. So this target range only we need to focus. This is our tested result. So in water, potassium is there, calcium, magnesium, sodium, phosphate, sulfate, chlorate, bicarbonates, carbonates, all items are listed here. Even pH value also. Here pH value is 7.43. We required 5.5 to 7 only. This is 7.43. And soluble salts are there. Salt is okay. But here bicarbonates are more. and other values also will check. Iron, manganese, boron, these all are okay. So calcium carbonate, see here 185 is there, here actually 40 to 160 is permitted. It is more actually. So like this we will get to know how the quality of the water, and with reference to this we can choose the WTP, water treatment, which system. Anyhow we need to reduce the uh, alkalinity. So for this we need to install water softener, and here this also there, value parameter and pH value it is there. So we need to install water softener plus sand filter and carbon filter. So to identify this only we are using water sample test. Once this test report done means we can submit this test report to WTP team. For water treatment plants, dedicated team will be there. They will again analyze, and based upon this they will recommend the product, and accordingly we can install at the site. Once this is done means the second stage is water quantity selection.